How we going? This is Fox back again for sound design tutorials. Today I'm going to be going over another one of my electro patches for the track that I did, make an electro track using only Exfer Records Serum. This is the patch we're going to be going over today. It's a real sub-heavy moving bass. Believe it or not, it's only one oscillator and a sub-oscillator. How we get the depth and the deepness of the sound is that we've got the sub-oscillator going direct out, not being affected by any of the effects or the filter. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and initialize this patch. Oscillator A is the only oscillator we use apart from the sub-oscillator. It's one of the spectral waveforms. One of seamless is again a Resi Mess 2. I set the detune, the unison to 2, sorry, and I pulled the detune down to about 10 o'clock. Pulled it down 1 octave so it's a bit deeper. Phase, random, pan and level, all where it comes as standard. Wavetable position, I'm going to move around to about 69. We're going to modulate this later on with an envelope to give us that movement that you heard. In the, what's this box called again? I keep forgetting. The warp menu. I used asymmetry plus and negative. I pulled this one to about just past 9 o'clock. We're going to modulate this with an LFO later on as well. Yeah, that's it for the setup of the oscillator. So real straightforward, detune at 10 o'clock, 2 more unison voices, asymmetry. The sub-oscillator, as I said earlier on, we'll click that, turn it on. We're going to keep it on a sine wave, pull it down 1 octave, click this button so it goes direct out. So it goes straight to the amp, nothing else is affected by it, by the effects or anything. Adds a lovely beefy low end character to the sound. The main amp envelope we're going to keep out is as standard, I don't touch that. In the effects section all I use is some distortion, so for now we'll go ahead and set up the LFO. So that's it, real basic. The LFO we are going to use to modulate the wavetable position and the asymmetry. For the wavetable position I'll do it positive from where I've set the dial to about 2 o'clock. The asymmetry positive, nowhere near as much. If that's set at 10, push it up to about 11. All the settings for the LFO I kept as standard. I didn't change it to anything else. Kept it on a triangle. Kept the BPM synced to a quarter note. Okay, all we need to do now is add the filter and then some quick effect. Only one effect actually, just the distortion. The filter I used was one of the phasing filters in the flanges section. It was a 48 H6 plus H6 negative actually. That's this crazy looking thing. That's how we get the wobble and the movement, the real bouncy sort of squelchy sound. I set the cutoff down just before 10 o'clock on a clock dial. Resonance, pan, high pass frequency. Actually, the resonance and pan and the mix is standard. The high pass frequency round to about 11 o'clock. Drive just boosting all the frequencies that are peaking here round to about 9 o'clock. We're going to use this same LFO to modulate that cutoff. Click on this little cross, drag it to the cutoff, and then I'm going to do it positive to about 12 o'clock. Set the voice into mono because it's a bass patch, obviously. That's pretty much the sound done. So just one effect I used. I used a distortion. If you've seen any of my tutorials, you know I'm favouring this diode 1 distortion. Same as always, I don't generally use this filter. I can't see the point of it. If I'm distorting something, I want to be able to hear it all the way across the spectrum. Drive outcomes as standard. The mix just after 9 o'clock. You get that nice pulsing feel from that modulation on the cutoff frequency. It's mainly with these phasing ones, you're not hearing so much the phasing aspect of these notches, but because I've got the drive up, you're hearing these boosted frequencies, which really gives it that sort of driving, pumping feel. Like if I over exaggerate it. There's about best just after 9. So yeah, that's the patch done. I'll do it in this little bit here with the rest of the track so you can hear it. If I was making a track like this, I would normally cut the lows out of this sound and have a separate sub. But because you've got this opportunity to have the sub going straight out within Serum, you don't need to do another, like normally you'd have to create another track, have another instance of whatever you're using, create a sub layer, EQ the other one out the way. This one does it all for you, as long as you make sure that you don't EQ the bottom end out like you would normally to create the bass layer. Like I say, this little notch here is going to deal totally with this sub. You've got your sub all in there, it's following the MIDI notes of the MIDI clip, so it's all done for you. That's why it sounds so deep, and I haven't got a separate sub layer. There you have it, a pulsing electro bass. The next one we're going to be going over, I might do these two in one. No, I'll do this one on its own actually. This is like a chorded rise sort of thing. No, it's not. It's like a vowely sort of stab. And then the other one is this. This is a bit vocally as well. Sounds like somebody shouting, yeah, yeah. But yeah, for now, that's how to make a pulsing electro bass with Exfer Records Serum. There'll be a link in the description to this full track workout where you can see how I made this track and incorporate this patch in it. This full project file is also available to buy directly through me. Link to my email and my Twitter account is in the description. If you want to get hold of this, just contact me and we'll sort it out. Yeah, make sure you check me out on Facebook and Google+. It's Sound Design Tutorials. Okay, thanks again for watching. Cheers.